So we're going to have a real brief look at methods of moving around between the apps on your phone. So I've set up a camera today so that you can see my fingers as well as the phone. So if you didn't know, apps, also known as applications, are these little pictures that you see on your phone. You might know them as programs or software, but in the day of the smartphone we tend to call them apps instead. And each of those apps you just tap on to open, and this stuff I'm sure you know. By the way, this is something that is going to be all relevant for the newer iPhones. The older phones work in a slightly different way in the phones where you've got a home button. So I've just opened up the Duolingo app. If I'm going to close it again, I just swipe up from the bottom of the screen. Now, you should know this already. I'm going to open up a couple of things here. Let's open up Tunable. This is for tuning instruments. And let's open up a game of some kind. Let's open up I Love You. So we've got a few things open on the phone now. But because I'm closing them all by swiping my finger up from the bottom, it looks like there's nothing going on. But if I swipe up from the bottom, swipe up and keep my finger on the screen, I'm going to swipe up to about halfway, and you'll see that you get this almost like a deck of cards kind of view. And with this you can jump around between the apps. So if I go up to the middle, I can jump. Go up to the middle, I can swipe, I can jump between those apps real quickly. They have to be apps that you've opened and then closed, because if you haven't opened them recently, then they're not there, sat in the background, hibernating. But there is another way of moving between the apps as well. So if I open up something like Duolingo, now you might see at the bottom there, it disappears pretty quickly, but if I just go up again, there's this little line that appears at the bottom of the screen. Now you can use this to switch between your apps as well. So if I swipe up and then swipe left or right on that little bar at the bottom, here we go, we're moving in between the apps that we've got open, and the order of them is the same order that you'd be looking at if you were opening it up with that app switcher view. So there you go, some real quick ways of jumping around between your apps. Enjoy!